Hello everyone, this is Tanmay, member of Man City Mumbai Supporters Club, and I welcome you to this episode where we want to talk about our next game. It is Man City versus Fulham, and for that I have my guest from Man City Mumbai Supporters Club. Hello Vansh, hi Abhishek, hi Aziz, how are you guys? Hope you are doing well.
Hey,
Yeah,
Hello.
we good.
Great, great. So before moving to the next game, we had two games this week, and we should talk about that. And one game was really very good. It was against Burnley. And in the recent Man City times, it is not like Man City performances because first thing we won the game without any heart attacks, because before that our game against Sheffield and Arsenal were 1-0, 1-0, and it were very dicey. This was like final comfortable victory. And one more rare thing that Mahrez played well and scored hat trick, which we don't see very
yeah,
often. And one more rare thing is that Mendy scored a goal. And like there were so many new things happening in that game. So starting with you, Vanch, like just tell me about that game. How was it for us?
yeah. I felt that Man City was playing the football which it used to play, in the last past 2 seasons, the way we used to play in the past 2 seasons. I was not scared for a minute at all. Our defense was perfect. Our attack was perfect. Our midfield was perfect. And finally, I could say that Mahrez gave a great performance.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, we could have been 6-7 nil up, but I'm just not going to be greedy here. But those faults were also Mahrez. He didn't pass the ball, but he scored a hat trick. So, he made up for it. So, and the another shocker was Mendy.
yeah,
Obviously, I didn't
that
expect
was
him to score a goal.
yeah,
But the goal which was scored by Mendy, the pass from Kevin De Bruyne,
yeah,
that was too good. And
yeah,
overall, the way the City players played that game, it was immensely
yeah.
good.
Yeah, coming to you, Aziz, like as one said, we were not scared for a 1 minute. Like there was no that portion because in the Premier League we have seen that every moment there was like, bro, we can lose, we can draw the game. So like, how was it for you? How was the performance against Burnley?
It was near perfect. I mean, I feel that the Burnley fixture is the perfect fixture for Man City because they just allow us time on the ball and that's what we want.
Yeah,
It was a great watch. I had a lot of fun watching it. I can't find any faults. I mean, we were near perfect in that performance. Yeah.
yeah. What about Abhishek? Like it was first time now after the last season, the first time we scored, I guess, more than 3 goals. It was fine. We scored three. We used to score three in the Champions League, but in the Premier League, like it was like only 5-2 against Leicester. I remember that only 2 goals there where we scored it. Most game 3-1. Apart from that, we never scored more than that. So like 5 goal, are we getting that rhythm that we need in the Premier League? What do you think?
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance from the team. I've been telling you that we need a game where we score like 5, 6 goals, and
Yeah,
finally we got a game where we scored 5, 6. I think I cannot complain anything about that game. I think it was a clinical performance. I think we need these kind of games. Like it's a typical City performance that usually we used to do in the previous seasons, like scoring 5, 6 goals.
yeah,
Mendy scoring a goal was a huge shock for me because I cannot imagine even in my dreams that he will score one goal after those kind of performances. So I was really happy, and his performance was really good that day.
yeah. So now, as you've seen against Liverpool and that against Tottenham, Sterling was not quite doing very well. Pep benched him, and we are getting result now as players are getting rest. Same thing happened with Laporte. He made a mistake for the Son first goal. So I was like, bro, we need to rest him and all. And then came Johnson in the picture, and he is being flawless for these 2 3 games. So what do you guys think? Is he a first team player now? Because now he and Ruben Desa are, playing really well. They are forming a partnership. What about you guys? What do you think? Do you think we should consider him as a first choice centre back now?
No, see, what's happening in City right now is forget the goalkeeping position and midfield and attack. The defense part of Man City has so much competition in the club, because the players now want to perform for the team because they
Right,
want to play in the first team.
right.
So yeah, everyone's putting a great performance now. We are so confused. Pep would be confused so much that who should he play? Because see, Mendy was not giving good performances. Achanak se he started giving good performances.
Yeah,
John Stones is now in back in form. Diaz is good. Laporte is good. Cancelo is playing immensely good. Walker is good. I just counted 7 defenders.
and you're
So it's gonna
forgetting
be.
one is Ake, who is also playing really good.
Oh shit!
Who
I,
has who
I
has
literally forgot him.
who hasn't never done who hasn't done anything wrong yet right now, but just because there's so much
Yeah,
competition, he hasn't getting chances.
yeah, so it is a very confusing thing, but I feel that Laporte will surely be in the first team,
Yeah,
and John Stones will also be. So I think Laporte and John Stones, in the tough fixtures, and Diaz and Ake in some easy fixtures, and I think Mendy can make a comeback now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pep could give him like more 2 3 chances, and if he plays well, he can get his place confirmed in the first team.
Yeah. So I guess before Burnley game we had I guess Olympiacos game, right? We won 1-0. And in that game there was no Kyle Walker and no KDB. And against Burnley, KDB gave 2 assists and he was more, open in that game. So starting with you, Abhishek, like just tell me how important is it to give rest to the players now? Because now the rarest thing that happened to Man City is that entire team is fully fit, which never happens with Man City. Now it is there. So how important is it to give our players the full rest? Because you can see KDB performing very well in that game. So how important is it?
Yes, the work rate from some players, if I mention like Ruben Diaz or Rodri, who are like almost playing every game, it's been enormous, and like they need to be rested a bit. Like we need rotation in the squad, but I think we have not seen that much rotation for that too. That those two players have been consistently in the team for a long time. So coming to the point that there are so many fixtures, and as you mentioned, like KDB got a rest and he came up with like 2 assists. So it's very important that we give rest to players. So because it may cause injuries to them as well if they play that much like fatigue and all that. Those kind of problems could arise. So I would say that it's very important that we rotate the squad, looking at the fixtures that are coming.
Yeah. So last thing on this Burnley game, like coming to you, Aziz. So this victory against Burnley was 5-0 victory. It was really good victory. So what do you think? Like, is it like a best Man City performance, or do you think that it was a one good performance against a not in a very good form team? Because this result is very much made for a rhythm now. Because now games are coming thick and fast. There are certain games there where which are 30 points are like written in there. Like next game Fulham, we have to get 3 points because it is easy as it gets. So what do you think? Is it the good for rhythm that Man City were a better team, or do you think that it was just a one good performance against not a good form team? What do you think?
So it was a good performance against team against a good not a good team in form. So Burnley are a good team. I mean, they know how to play in the Premier League. They perform well and they survive every year. It's the same story with them every year, and it's the same play. I mean, you can't expect anything. You don't expect anything new from them. So and it was a perfect fixture for Man City because
Yeah,
they allow a lot of time for our players to be on the ball. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne had an amazing game. So did all of our attacking players. I mean, it was the perfect picture for us. That's why we scored 5 goals and we played so well. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a one-off result because after that, the next game against Porto, we saw what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, yeah, and
yeah,
against Fulham as well. I'm expecting goals, but it will be tougher than Burnley because we just saw them beat Leicester
yeah,
2-1.
yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So just as you mentioned, the Porto game, the before we had the game in the midweek, we already we just need 1 point to top the group, and I think that we set it up in the way that we just need 1 point because I don't know how many of you watched the full 90 minutes. After 60 minutes, I just went like I slept through the game because it was very dull game. At least first half was good, second half was literally very dull. So like coming to you, Vansh. So how would you assess this game? Of course, there were few second team players, few first team players. But do you think that it is the one deep in a rhythm, or do you think that one off game that we never wanted to win that game? What would you like to say?
No, I would say in this current season, each and every team wants to win each and every game in the current season. But after coming from that Burnley performance, and we have to stay consistent now
Yeah,
because the Burnley performance, I was so happy. Chalo, now we've got 5-0. Now the players will be back in form, and then we come to the Porto game
yeah,
again to where we were 18 shots, zero
yeah,
goals.
yeah,
So we have to work on our conversion rate because in the Burnley game we saw players playing like they were enjoying football.
yeah.
I
Right.
mean, they made great chances. They scored goals. Then again to Porto game, we couldn't do much. But this was just one-off game. We have to watch the game against Fulham now. If we have to play well against them, because after that is
Yeah,
Manchester
because
United, the Manchester Derby.
yeah. So like coming to Abhishek now, because as once rightly mentioned, the conversion rate. And the one thing that we are like the one man most like who is a culprit is Raheem Sterling because he has been missing so many chances now. And I remember against Porto, I guess he missed two very good chances. Like he should have been burying those chances. So how like now what should we do with Sterling now? Now we have benched Mendy. We know that how ruthless Pep was when he wasn't performing. Now what should we do with Sterling now? Should we bench him in the Premier League games and play him in the Champions League? What would you like to say?
I think Raheem Sterling is a player who is like a favorite for Pep. He's like even if he misses like two or three chances, even sitters as well, he's back into the 11. I would like to see like the thing with Sterling is like whenever you doubt him, he just comes up with two or three goals and all. And this season also, like still I think he's the highest goal scorer for us. Like he gives you goals, but he misses so many opportunities that like it frustrates us a lot.
Yeah,
So like I wouldn't say that we should bench him, but I think Pep needs to talk to him or like what to say. Like he misses so many sitters and like I think what to say. I don't think he should be benched, but there is
it
a
should be.
really
Yeah,
need of a pep talk from that to him.
yeah. So what about you, Aziz? Like first of all, tell me were you like did you watch the full 90 minutes of this game? Did you survive? Did you survive?
Yes.
I could not survive.
Yes, I did. I did
So,
survive that.
so
Yeah. I was having a lot of coffee. So yeah.
okay, okay. So like if you had to give me some positives from this game, like what would you give? Like how what was the positives from the game against Porto? Of course, one was that we ended up as a top of the group, so we can't now get the second. Of course, there are second number team like Juventus there. I guess either one of Real or Inter will be there. So still, it won't be a very good draw for us, but still. So give me some positives from that game.
Okay. So positives would be clean sheet. That's a definite positive.
Yeah,
Clean sheet. And Fernandinho's performance was a huge positive. I mean, the way he played was really good. Yeah, I mean, we did miss KDB, we did miss De Bruyne, but Fernandinho did try to make up for it as much as possible. I mean, some of his balls into the box were really good. Besides that, another plus would be Ferran Torres playing
yeah,
more and more because he needs to gel with the surroundings. We've seen him with Spain, we've seen him with Man City earlier. Sometimes this season he has played really well, and he is really confident. So he needs some time as well to gel with the surroundings. So that's another positive for us. But yeah, I mean, in that game there were more negatives than positive. But yeah, I mean, it was not the ideal result, but yeah, there were some positives that we can take away from
okay.
that result.
So now moving to our next game, it is Fulham. Now, like from the collection of the low-hanging fruits, these are the games where 3 points, like you should take 3 points. You cannot afford to drop 1 point. Now, the good thing that the last week, I don't know, I had one feeling that Brighton will do something, and I don't know from where that penalty came. They drew 1-1 against Liverpool. The Chelsea's first game ended up just draw. So this season has been not great for us, but still, like if we win our game in hand, we are just 3 points behind the league leaders. And this week, I guess Liverpool is playing Fulham Wanderers, if I'm not wrong. Tottenham is playing Arsenal, so there are chances that they could drop points. Coming to you, once like how important is for Man City to take the rhythm now, because the next game after Fulham is Manchester Derby, and that team is sadly 1 point ahead of us now. So we
Yeah.
cannot go into Manchester Derby as a team who are below than them. So how important is it for us to get those 3 points and build that rhythm in the Premier League?
See, winning against Fulham will not be easy because they've just come back from a victory against Leicester,
Yeah,
which was a great performance by them. So I think that we will win it. I'm not saying that we're gonna lose it or something, but it's gonna be a tough fought victory for us. And it is very, as you said, it is very important to get into the rhythm of winning because the next game is Manchester Derby. The fixtures are gonna come at us like anything, and we have to win everyone. We have to win all the matches till the time the teams like Liverpool, Tottenham drop some points, and at least
yeah.
we get in parity with them. So yeah, and yeah, that's it. We need to get those 3 points.
Yeah. What about you, Abhishek? Like this game has come at the right time because as rightly said that the Burnley game came at the right time. City were not in good rhythm. City won finally. Now in the Premier League, you want to kick back again. I guess KDB did not play in the Champions League match if I'm not wrong. So he'll be fresh to play this game against Fulham. So how important is this game for us now against Fulham?
it's a must-win game for us. Like I have already told you a few episodes back. Like until we play Chelsea, every game is a must-win game for us to be in the contention for the title. So about Fulham, like Fulham beating Leicester shocked me a bit and made me a bit worried because their performance was a really good one against them. Like Lookman, the way he played, he was really good for them. But to be honest, I think Fulham are relegation favorites this season. So I don't think that would be such a huge task for us to beat them. So I see a comfortable victory for us.
Okay. What about you, Aziz? Like, how do you plan out to see this game? Like, what do you think the City can produce in this game? Do you think it will be that tough 1-0? If it is a victory, do you think it's going to be 1-0 victory like we had against Sheffield United, or do you think it's going to be like comfortable victory that we had against Burnley? Or first, like, if you think we are going to win, if you think we could even draw or lose also, but if you think we are going to win, how it's going to be?
I mean, I like Abhishek's optimism. A comfortable victory. I want that to happen. But yeah, I mean, Fulham have a lot of pace on the counters. They use Lookman really good. I mean, he's had a really good return to the Premier League this
Yeah.
season. So yeah, they are very direct. I mean, they are very direct with their counters. So if they play well, I think they will try to copy Leicester's plan. So the way that Leicester played against us, I think they're going to try and copy that. So it will be difficult for us to stop their counters. If we
Yeah.
are able to manage that, we will we should be able to break them. We should be able to score goals against them.
Yeah.
If if they are going to sit back and if they allow us time on the ball, then we are going to score. So I think we I am not that sure that we will keep a clean sheet. I'm certain that we will win. I mean, we should win this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will win. There might be some moments where we might struggle a bit with the counters, and there might be some moments where we will have to be patient. But yeah, I think we are going to win this one. They are going to make us work hard, but we should win this one by. I think we'll win this one by a goal or two or a goal or two. So it's either a goal or two or else a huge result. It's one of those two because it's a pretty it's really unpredictable this season with City.
Yeah.
So either that we give an amazing performance or either that we just barely escape through. So yeah.
Okay. So now let's move to the last portion, like the predicted 11. What do you think we should go? We should 11. We should go with because KD was listed in the Champions League, so of course he's going to feature. Sterling, he's not been up to the performances. So would you guys like to see him benched? Foden is playing really good, so would like to see him start. Stones is also giving a headache to Pep Guardiola. Mendy also giving. So starting with you, once give me your 11 for this game.
I think it's Ederson. Then it's going to be Laporte and Diaz as the partnership for centre back. Then obviously has to be Kyle Walker on the right, and I think he's going to give a chance to Mendy again for this game. And I think Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, and I want Foden to start, and I think he will start Foden. I think these three guys in the midfield, and in the forward it's going to be Gabriel Jesus, Riyad Mahrez, and Raheem Sterling. I mean, I don't want Sterling to play personally, but in City there is he's the only out and out left winger,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
so there's not much competition for him, so he's going to start.
Yeah. What about Abhishek? What's your playing 11 for this game?
As I mentioned, like the work rate from Rodri and Ruben Diaz has been enormous. Like they're almost playing all the games. So I would like to see, even if it's not Ruben Diaz, but I would like to see Rodri getting a break, like the performance that Fernandinho had against Porto. So I would like to see him in that DM position. Then Foden should start. And I don't see that many changes. I think we will go with like the normal team that we see on.
Okay. What about you, Aziz?
So I mean, Ederson and goal. That's a must. I think that Ruben Diaz should get some rest. He's played a lot of games. It's like he's playing every 3 days, so it's not good. I think we need to give him some rest. So I think we should start with Stones and Laporte there. I agree with Bunch. Mendy should. I think Mendy will play at left back and at right back I see Walker starting. So yeah, the back four specs. In midfield, Rodri is gonna play. I think Pep really likes the way Rodri plays and he is playing well. We will need him to sit back at times to just anchor the midfield to just avoid any counters.
Right.
So I think him and Gundo are going to be there in midfield. and with KDB. So and Gundogan should play. I think this is the game that he will really thrive in. So he should play. And in attack, I see the same front three: Sterling, Mahrez, and Gabriel Jesus. I would really like if Guardiola selects Delap on the bench, and if Delap gets a minutes, it will be really good because Jesus needs some rest. I mean, he tried to avoid bringing him in the
Yeah.
Champions League picture. I mean, he's playing a lot of games, so he needs some rest. And Aguero is unavailable right now, so we should give Delap some minutes.
Okay. So our last question, full time prediction. Would like to what do you think will happen? Starting with you, Vansh.
I think it is going to be a hard fought victory, as I said before, and it's not going. It's going to be a 1-0 or a 2-1. They are going to score, but it's going to be like one goal difference.
Okay. What about you, Abhishek?
I see a comfortable victory, so I would say like 3-0 or 4-0.
Wow. What about you, Aziz?
Okay. So well, it's tough, but I'm going to go with Abhishek. So it's not going to be comfortable. Yeah, it's going to be hard point at times, but I think we will win it 3-0.
Okay. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. Okay. Before going off, I would like to ask you one more question. Did you guys see the player of the month nominee for Man City? The three players that
Yeah.
were nominated. All of them were defenders.
Yeah.
I was surprised, like how is
Yeah.
it possible in Man City? It was Cancelo, John Stones, and I guess Ruben Diaz, if I'm not wrong, right? Three
Yeah, yeah,
defenders,
yeah.
three defenders for a player of the month in Man City. So, like, just give me your answer. Like, who according to you is the player of the month for this season, for this month? Starting with you, Vansh, from those three
I
options.
think it has to be Ruben Diaz. He's been playing so many games and he's performed in each and every one of them. Obviously, Cancelo was scoring goals. He was playing good, but Ruben Diaz has been consistent. I think
What,
he should be the player of the month.
what about you, Abhishek?
I agree with Vansh. Like it has to be Ruben Diaz. Like he has made our defense from something else to something really good. Like
Yeah.
it's completely like different from last season. So it has to be Ruben Diaz.
Like, what about you, Aziz?
It's going to be Ruben Diaz. I mean, he has transformed defense, and he's been more vocal. So we missed that last season. We are still conceding goals at times when we shouldn't be. But yeah, it's the impact he has made is really good. Now we just discussed. I mean, it has really encouraged competition within
Yeah.
defenders right now. So yeah, I mean, I want Stones to win because I always love a comeback story. I love it, so I want Stones to win. But yeah, it's going to be Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, so hopefully next month when the three nominees come, all of them should be attacking players and we score many goals because it's been the first time that we are seeing three defenders as the nominees for
Yeah.
one award. So hopefully we are attacking players now make a comeback and we score many goals. So thank you guys for joining me. We'll also do the preview for the next game, which is Manchester Derby. Of course, who wants to miss it? So we'll do for that also. So guys, thank you for joining me. Take care, stay safe, and come on, City.
Come on, City.
Come on, City.
Come on, Sachin.